Supply chain emissions are the hardest part of any carbon footprint calculation, and that's where software comes into its own. When you look at it, there's three ways that you can use to calculate your supply chain emissions. The first is spend-based analysis. So you can look at either using an industry average, for example, I spend £20 on accounting services, which on average gives a carbon emissions of this. Or you can look at company specific, saying, look, I've looked at the accounts, I've looked at the emission statements, for every £10, this company emits this much carbon. Or you can use a company comparable. You can say, well, look, I don't know what the figures are for Deloitte, so I'll use, sort of Ernst & Young instead, or something like that. Okay. The second class is looking at activity-based costing, which is more accurate by a long shot, by the way. And that says, look, I know the carbon of what I bought, either because it's a product or it's a material. So for example, I bought 3 tons of aluminium from Germany. I know that that has an embodied carbon figure. An embodied carbon is kind of the slang term for supply chain emissions built into things, such as products you and I would buy. But we bought X tons of aluminium from Germany. It contains so much carbon. Or on the flip side, if you have the data available, and I'm pleased to say a lot more data is available, your software package will probably have loads of stuff built into it about sort of standard products. But you can say, we bought 13 office desks, and I know that these office desks have a embodied carbon figure of X, Y, Z. Okay, so number one, spend based, not very accurate, but dead easy to use. Number two, activity based, i.e., what you actually bought, materials or products. And the third category, it's kind of sneaky really, but it's a blend of the two. And you are perfectly allowed, you don't have to choose A or B, you're perfectly allowed to blend them. So if you think that you'll get a better result for your carbon footprint by blending these two figures together and saying, okay, we're going to use spend-based analysis for this and activity-based analysis for that, where we've got the data, or you say, right now, today, all we can do is spend-based analysis because we don't have any more data than that. But over time, we will move to activity-based. That's perfect. Okay, caveat emptor, if you use spend-based analysis, it's so inaccurate. Some of the figures that I'm seeing being used in the market today are, heaven's sakes, they're 2008 data, okay? So just be careful. And if you're using spend-based analysis, be careful to mention to someone when you're sort of giving your carbon footprint that these figures are likely to change. They're likely to change quite significantly as time ticks on, as these factors improve. And so therefore, what you can give them today is an estimate of your supply chain emissions. You can't give them a definitive, it's X, Y, Z. All right, okay. I hope that was useful. If you've got any questions either for me or for Anistic, or you need a quick tour around the software that we produce that does all this stuff for you, just let me know. Drop me a line in the comments or just ping me an email. And if I can help, I will. All right, see you next time.